Hello party people. Today I'm going to be talking about some recent releases that have tempted me. I will say this month I have exerted so much willpower. It's like honestly admirable, I think, how much I've controlled myself. And also, I don't need to say this again, blah blah blah. Halloween's my favorite thing. It's my favorite time of year. I love it so much, and it's almost embarrassing to admit how much I love a theme. I love a theme, okay? And I love a theme that's done right. It's like my favorite thing. And so a Halloween themed limited edition release is like my ultimate weakness. Truly my ultimate weakness. And I just wanted to talk about some things that have released this month or the past, like September, October, chat about it, hear your thoughts. Let's just talk about some releases together, shall we? These are mostly things that have specifically caught my eye, like things that have tempted me. There have been other things that have released that are like Halloween-y, but I don't really care about them, so I'm not going to talk about them, okay? And then at the end, I'm going to go over some things that aren't specifically Halloween, but things that have released recently that have tempted me as well, because we might as well while we're here. Let's just go over the number one thing, the Lunar Beauty Moonspell 2. This released on October 1st, and I know that because I bought it. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. I'll probably have already posted a first impressions. This is what it looks like in all her glory. Everyone has been a fucking hater about this palette. I like it. I love a pink. I love a purple. I love a red. So truly, this color story is supreme to me, okay? Like, this is what I'm trying to have in my collection and on my eyes. And I am also such a completionist that it's like low-key a problem, and I knew that if I didn't buy this I would be so sad. So I have this palette and it's going right here. Actually, I guess I could just put it right here for this video. It's going in the background with my Lunar Beauty Moonspell 1. Look at them, a match made in heaven. So the rest are kind of in no particular order. So this actually, when it was sneak peeked, I was like, oh, I probably won't buy it, but I feel like I'm gonna be so sad that I don't have this. And then it got released, and I feel like I was the unpopular opinion that I didn't like it, because I feel like so many people said that they really liked it. But the Nomad Cosmetics Haunted Europe palette, I know there's been a lot of, well, big controversy over Nomad, especially in the summer. They're not really a brand that like I feel like I'll probably ever buy from, to be honest, especially following that whole debacle. But when they released this palette and the packaging was like, ooh, like a Haunted Europe palette. I was talking to my friend Carrie on Instagram and we were like, ooh, I'm so ready for this. And then it got released and it just looks kind of like a muted rainbow palette. I know a ton of people really, really loved this and said like they loved the color story. I think it's just, I would have done something very different with a theme of Haunted Europe, and I feel like maybe that's why I don't like it that much. But there's something about this that I really just don't care about. There's like really, I would like never buy this color story, even though the packaging is beautiful and the theme is amazing. It's just not for me. Oh, this is so, speaking of color stories that I would buy, the brand Dandelions Co., which I've heard people have actually recommended them to me before and said like, oh, I really love this brand of eyeshadow, and I've seen people talk about them. But they released a Halloween collection that I believe is maybe singles, and you can buy this as like a bundle or in a palette or something. And it looks like there's other stuff releasing, but I'm mostly talking about the eyeshadow. This looks like such a beautiful, grungy Halloween dream. And I really like that it's a little bit different. You know, it's not like orange and black. It's not orange or like purple and green. Well, there are purple and greens, but it's not like exclusively purple and green. I think this is so beautiful. I love deep mattes. I love dark eyeshadow. And if I had unlimited money, I would probably have bought this for sure. I think it's so, so pretty. A random thing that I literally almost bought. I was like, I'm just gonna buy it. And then I was like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. No, we're not gonna do that. But I lusted at it from afar. The Makeup Revolution and Corpse Bride collab. Now, I will say, it's like, I could barely find a good picture of this online. It was like so hard to find. This is the best one I could do off of Trend Mood, but I'm an emo kid at heart, okay? Like, what can I say? I truly am. And I love Corpse Bride, as like embarrassing as that may be to say. I don't really care, but I do love it. Low key, as a child, high key, I was like, Victor, what the fuck are you doing? Why would you not marry, what's her face? The corpse. I can't remember. I literally watched this movie I watched this on Monday, and I can't remember her name. What's her name? Anyway, the corpse. My entire childhood, every time I watched this movie, I was like, Victor, marry the corpse. Like, what are you doing with this boring, old, alive person? And anyway, I don't know, like, I kind of like the color story of all of these palettes. Maybe the neutral one is less appealing to me. I love the packaging. I was really drawn into it, and I was like, oh, I just wanted to buy the palettes to have the packaging. I loved the movie, but I was like, I don't hate Makeup Revolution formula, but it's not the best. And I was like, it would be more money for me to spend than it's worth, and I've already bought this Lunar Beauty palette, so maybe let's take a pass. Another brand that I've really never been intrigued by before, but this color story was like, oh my god, yes, is Gain Beauty. I'm not a gamer. I honestly like don't play video games at all. Like, to me, if I'm doing a leisure activity, I don't want to have to be that engaged. Like, I don't want to have to like play a game. That doesn't feel relaxing to me. I just want to like turn my brain off. I'm not a game person, never have been, so the concept of the brand doesn't really appeal to me. And the color stories have never really appealed to me. The packaging is always beautiful, but I've just like watched what they have done from afar. This palette though looks so beautiful. The packaging is so pretty, and the swatches, like, I wasn't even sold on the color story until I saw the swatches. The swatches are, look at this color. This is such a beautiful color story. Really, really beautiful. Again, if I had unlimited money, I would buy it, but alas, I will admire it from afar. I don't even know, I haven't even watched anyone's videos or anything on that, but it looks really, really beautiful. Another brand that I have just been constantly intrigued by is Gillian Cosmetics. They released their Witching Hour palette, and it looks really nice. Like this is like very Halloween color story to me. Looks really, really beautiful. All of the shades look really nice. I think you could get so many beautiful Halloween-y looks from it, but unfortunately, Gillian Cosmetics is not cheap, and I hope in the future to one day buy from them. I don't think that day will be this day. They look really beautiful. They also released their Poison Apple palette, which looks so nice as well. I don't think that's a Halloween release, but it gives Halloween vibes. It has like purples and greens and a red. Looks really nice. And I've heard so many people say that they absolutely love Gillian Cosmetics, so I'm intrigued for sure. This palette, again, so many people said that they didn't like it, but I think this is so fucking nice. I've never heard of this brand before. This is the brand Martine Cosmetics. Don't know. I just saw them pop up on Instagram. Look at this beautiful color story. This is so nice. Look at this beautiful, grungy dream of a palette. So beautiful. I don't know if this is supposed to be explicitly Halloween or if it's just like releasing now. It's probably a Halloween release. The brand as a whole seems to be kind of like gothy in general. That's their general vibe, but I really like it. The downside to me, frankly, is that their packaging looks so much like Jeffree Star, and I don't want anything in my collection that has to make me think of Jeffree Star or anything. Be reminded of Jeffree Star. I don't want it. So that actually is a downside to me. Fuck Jeffree Star. But the color story looks really, really beautiful. I don't know the price point. I don't really know anything about it, but don't be surprised if you see me with this palette one day in the future. This is something that I also probably wouldn't buy, but it's Halloween release that I was like, ooh, Sugar Drizzle Polish. Is that the name of the brand? I don't know. Sugar Drizzle or Sugar Drizzle Polish released a Halloween eyeshadow palette. I believe they usually have like palettes full of just sparkly, like iridescent-y shades. Looks really pretty, very Halloween colors. It's one of those things where I'm like, I probably wouldn't buy it with my own money, but if I somehow got my hands on this palette or got it at a discount, I'm sure I would love it. And I love a theme. The shade names I love. And one of the shade names is called Everlasting Gnome. Alright, sure. Why are there so many gnome shades? I Gnome You, Everlasting Gnome, Squad Gnomes. It's a little odd, but sure. Do you. Okay, I had to change the battery in my camera, so if I'm a little different in position, that's why, but I'm almost done. One that came out, I think, was this a September release? I think so. I'm so conflicted about this. The Pat McGrath Celestial, no, something Divinity. Anyway, the new Pat McGrath palette that came out. So now we're moving on to non-Halloween related things. I really want to get it because I loved last year's Celestial Divinity palette so much. It's one of my honestly favorite palettes. I don't like the color story of this as much this year. Like, again, Celestial Divinity is like super purpley pink, so that is right up my alley. I think it looks pretty. I'm sure if I had it I would love it. It's just expensive, and I don't know. I do love Pat McGrath, and I love Pat McGrath's eyeshadow formula, so we'll see. Maybe I'll ask for it for Christmas or something. I don't know, but it has intrigued me. I debated buying it, but I'm technically supposed to be on a low buy, so I didn't. Oh, this is really exciting and super intriguing to me. Danessa Myricks is releasing a new Lightwork palette, Lightwork Volume 3. All of the shades look so beautiful. I think there's highlighters, and then also like, it's supposed to be multi-purpose, right? There's like a whole bunch of different formulas. This would be like top on my list of things that I want to buy, but it has a pressed glitter in it. Danessa, why? Ugh. I don't feel like I've talked about this a ton, but I really don't buy palettes with pressed glitters. I think I have one or two. Like, I have a couple in palettes, but I really make an effort to not buy palettes with pressed glitters on principle. They're just so bad for the environment, like microplastics. Getting into our water systems is not the best. I might just throw my morals to the side and buy this, but realistically, I'd rather buy indie singles, so I probably don't need this, but it looks so beautiful. And frankly, if it didn't have a pressed glitter, I probably would buy it. But for that reason, I'm super on the fence, and it makes me sad. But I'm so intrigued to see reviews and videos and stuff. If anyone picks this up, please tell me how you like it and how it is. Please, please, please. I really want to know. Another thing that got me so excited is the Patrick Ta blush palette that's being released. I'm slowly dipping my toes into using Creme products. I am slowly being converted. I'm using Creme products more and more. I don't always use Creme blush, but I think that this Creme, having a cream blush and a matching powder blush, would be perfect for me because I always go over top of any cream blush that I may use with the powder blush, and I think that this would give the most beautiful, impactful blush look. And you know, I'm all about the impactful blush, love it or hate it, but I love it. And all of these shades look so punchy and just so nice. It's $75, so that's a fucking expensive blush palette, but ugh. Again, if I had all the money in the world, I would have it in my hands right now. And what else do I have to say? Is that it? Oh, the new Beauty Bay Age of Opulence palette, I believe. I would have bought that if I hadn't bought the Lunar Beauty palette. I for sure would have bought that, and I might buy it in November. I really, really want it. I have 3 Beauty Bay palettes, 4 technically, including the Utopia palette. I've loved all of them, and it looked like a really beautiful color story. I do have Book of Magic, but I don't feel like they're that similar. Like, they give similar vibes, but Book of Magic looks definitely lighter. LOL, I have a little eyelash stuck in my arm. Is lighter and different, like tonally different, I think. And that's what people who have both have said, or at least what I've seen. But definitely like blue purple color stories for sure. As well as the Jade Thirlwall, I don't know how you say her last name, X Beauty Bay palette. I was so amped for it. I was like waiting and waiting for their like release to show of this palette. I have to say I was a little bit disappointed by it, just because it does to me just look kind of like a giant rainbow palette. I might buy it again just because I'm such a completionist. It hurts me. And I know, like, if I had it, I'm sure that I would use it and enjoy it. But is it the most inspiring color story? No, it's not, because it has like all the colors and it's really big. I'm not against large palettes on principle, but I don't feel inspired by rainbow palettes. So that's kind of it. But of course, Kat Revell did a video and I want to use and buy everything that she uses. So that definitely tempted me. I would love to know your guys' thoughts on this palette, because I had like such high hopes, and I don't think it's bad, and I think if you don't have a ton of eyeshadow, like, I'm sure you would like love it so much. But for me, it's not like the most, I could really take it or leave it. But yeah, you guys, those are the releases recently that have really caught my eye. Let me know if you guys also have been tempted by any of these, or if there's anything else that I didn't mention that you have been tempted by, or anything that's caught your eye. I would love to know. I love talking about makeup releases. Ugh, these are all just so good. And I mean, I feel like the main takeaway is that Inti Makeup is really doing it right, you know? Oh, also, the new Terra Moons, like, fall release. Literally, I could fucking die at how beautiful those shadows are. Like, they're so beautiful. It's ridiculous. I did not buy those. I just bought a couple of months ago, some Terra Moon shadows that I still have to do a video on, but I definitely will be making more Terra Moons orders in the future, so those will be in my possession at some point in my life, okay? Mark my words. Anyway, it's time for me to go. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed having a little chit chat with me, and thank you so much for watching. Definitely let me know anything that you may have picked up, or like I said, that's been tempting you, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.